Hey guys, good morning. We are looking at a market that is sideways right now. So, this is to be expected in front of the Fed announcement. This kind of thing happens, generally speaking, when we have an announcement day. We've had a good day trading so far. FIVN, that was our XRV, that hit the target. We had let me just see here, we had FVRR, that was the stocks to watch. I forgot which one it was. That one also hit the profit objective. We had an opening gap that hit the profit target. We had two of those that triggered us in and got us out flat. And then we had three trips to a profit objective on Microsoft. So everything's been great so far. Right now, what I'm doing with the triple Qs is trading a tight range. So we've got, it's in this box, and it's been consolidating pretty much all morning. Let's take a look at the charts here, and I can show you what I'm talking about exactly. We've got a move that is channeling sideways, and as luck would have it, it's doing a pretty good job of staying between the central pivot and two standard deviations out on price. What that's telling us is we've got some opportunities for longs and shorts today, since we're in this sideways box, like I said, here in this channel that's just sort of in yesterday's closing range. And the downside is we're only talking about 40 cents of range below the pivot and about 30 cents of range above the pivot, but they have been reliable. So when we got down into this two standard deviation excursion, that got us right into price support and overlapped with our confluence, right, with our indication there of volume by price. All these things hooked up beautifully and gave us then the opportunity to go long. And the first go around is always the best. So that one was actually 319.44 all the way up to 320.12, got us into the earlier trading range. The rest of them have been somewhat shallower later in the session here. So we've had these little bounces back and forth between the pivot 319.81 and 320.12. But all things considered, I think it's as good as anything you're going to get on Fed Day. Now, when the Federal Reserve does make its announcement, which is imminent, about an hour and a half from now, what you can expect is we're going to get probably 3 or 4 pretty big whipsaw moves. Could get all the way down into 317.93 and then probably pop to the upside again and then back down again and then back up again. And I would just advise anybody who I was friends with in a situation like this, you probably don't want to be part of that. It can be a real mess. I don't trade it myself because I find it just an abject horror a lot of times. It just really, really hammers around, and it's hard to get those orders off in a timely way, even when you have direct access to the markets. So what can happen is, you'll put your order in somewhere in one of the swings, and rather than getting filled on the way to your profit objective, you wind up getting filled when it's already headed in the other direction. So fast markets can be very difficult to trade, especially if you're not using something like Realtek, something that's got very, very precise order execution. If you're waiting on some smart route to fill you, it would be smartest if you just didn't do it at all. In the interim, keep an eye on your NASDAQ futures. Looks to me like we've got just steady trend here, sideways, right? Consolidation range is what's forming. Not really too much going on. We've got the VWAP for the session, sort of where we define value, is neutral. So we've got moves below, moves above, but the majority of the day has just been traveling back and forth through it. So neither bull nor bear is ruling the roost today. Also, you should note that we are right up against weekly resistance on our QQQs, and that on a daily chart, we're sort of backing off from recent highs and retesting the highs from early in April. So I think we've got lots and lots of opportunity here for price to come up catch these inflection points, and then possibly we'll see a move up into this earlier inflection at 320.80, and then looks to me like the most likely thing that's going to happen is it's going to oscillate this pivot for the rest of the session. All right, so that is it for me. That's the game plan for the day. I think that it's going to be a hurry up and wait kind of a thing, and we're just going to have to see if the market gets what it's looking for. Probably expecting a quarter point. That would be in line with what everybody's looking for. If there was no rate increase at all, it would probably at first create lots of joy and then create lots of panic as people would read into that and figure out that they think that maybe the Fed is being very, very hawkish on the economy or something. But I think it's going to be a quarter point, and like I said, I think you're going to see those 1, 2, 3 swings, those big swings in the Qs. So right around 2 o'clock, I would stay clear, and then sort of later in the session, going into the final hour, once things settle back down again, you can use those swing highs and swing lows to give you a good feel for where you think things are going to inflect, and catch some of the later moves when they overlap with the volume by price data, with your anchored VWAPs, and hopefully they'll be close to some of those 2 standard deviation excursions in terms of volatility. Those are going to widen up when the Fed makes the announcement, so brace yourself. All right, that is it for today. I will see everybody in the first hour trading pit tomorrow morning. Those morning mentoring sessions, of course, are where we do the gaps and look for those statistical mean reversions. Had lots of good opportunities over the last couple of days, and I think we're going to have some more going forward. All right, you guys, have a great day.